A major hurricane named Helene is barreling down Florida's coast. On Florida's coast, millions are bracing for a direct and punishing hit this evening. The storm on final approach after churning across the Gulf. Helene making landfall as a powerful Category 3, a risk to human life with heavy rain, strong winds, and as we said, storm surges up to 6 meters or about 20 feet high. CTV's Joy Malbon is watching Helene, and Joy, is the time for residents to leave for safety. Has that run out?
Hey, Sandy, forecasters are issuing dire warnings as Hurricane Helene begins to hit Florida. The rain, the wind pounding the state. Parts of Florida already underwater.
I think we got a water spout here, guys.
Fueled by the warm ocean, Hurricane Helene has become a massive monster of a storm. Officials warning of catastrophic storm surges along Florida's coast described as unsurvivable.
We could see up to 20 feet of storm surge. So just think back 2 years ago to Hurricane Ian, and 150 people lost their lives, the majority of them from drowning.
Federal authorities staging search and rescue teams in the area, more than 3,000 National Guard troops at the ready. A state of emergency has been declared in most of Florida as thousands of people ordered to evacuate. There's a sense of urgency.
Please leave. Just please do. It's not worth it. Just get out. It'll either be here when you get back or it won't. But don't leave yourself in harm's way.
People boarding up their homes, packing up. In Tampa, a wall to help protect the hospital, schools and businesses shutting down, airports have suspended flights. This storm is now a Category 3, expected to slam into Florida, possibly hitting Tallahassee directly. And that's where Canadian Robin Yateman is.
You know, they're talking about 100-mile-an-hour winds. I'm not sure I'm going to have a roof on my house tomorrow. I'm worried about windows blowing in. Hopefully that's wrong. Hopefully that's the worst-case scenario. But we're just not sure because we haven't had one hit this hard before.
Helene, one of the strongest storms in recent memory. Even hardened Floridians are taking this one seriously.
I've been in Florida my whole life. Rarely am I nervous about a hurricane. I'm nervous.
And it's not just Florida, Sandy. This storm will be felt far inland, bringing strong winds and severe flooding to Georgia all the way up to the Carolinas. Sandy?
Right. Okay, Joy, thank you. Let's bring in CTV News Atlantic meteorologist Kaylin Mitchell to give us a sense of the trajectory of Helene and what happens next. Kaylin.
Thank you, Sandy. Well, in the mid-afternoon update by the National Hurricane Center, Helene was brought up to a major Category 3 hurricane, maximum sustained winds near 195 kilometers per hour. The storm's still set to make a landfall on the Florida Panhandle tonight, after which in the southeastern United States it'll eventually weaken back down to a tropical storm and eventually a non-tropical area of low pressure. Now, the storm is going to be bringing in bands of thunderstorms, very heavy rain that still has the potential to total into a range of 100 to 250 millimeters for parts of the Florida Panhandle, areas of Alabama, Georgia, Carolinas, and even potentially Tennessee. Now, the brunt of the hurricane force winds with the storm are going to be focused in around the Appalachia Bay area of the Florida Panhandle, and that area, as well as surrounding locations, underneath a hurricane warning, with a tropical storm warning covering much of the rest of the state of Florida and even extending up into parts of the Carolinas. Sandy.
All right, Kaylin, appreciate it. Thank you.